The second generation GEO Prizm made its debut for the 1993 model year, sporting an all-new design and serving as a replacement for the outgoing model, which had been on sale since 1989. Being assembled alongside the Toyota Corolla, the GEO Prizm shared a platform and engine with its Japanese counterpart. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the second generation GEO Prizm, a popular compact car that offered solid reliability and excellent build quality at an affordable price. So grab a Red Bull, kick back, and let's get down to the nitty-gritty. The GEO Prizm made its initial debut in February 1989. Designated as chassis code E90, the design of the first generation Prizm dates back to 1985, while sharing most of its mechanical bits with the Toyota Corolla. At the very beginning, the new GEO brand was consistently advertised. Throughout 1989, getting to know GEO commercials were aired on TV as a means to spread brand awareness. Long story short, the execs at GM had a vision of import badge engineering and how it could be profitable for the company. Rather than selecting an existing GM brand emblem to put on an import car, they decided to create a whole new brand for these imports. The new brand, GEO, would serve as more of a sub-brand for Chevrolet. GEO was great in the sense of importing cars with a proven track record. Each GEO on the showroom floor had either phenomenal gas mileage, excellent durability, or was priced low enough to justify buying one. While the GEO brand imported cars from Isuzu, Suzuki, and Toyota, GM's goal was for the general public to simply identify these cars as GEOs and not some variation of an import. The E90 Prizm offered itself in two body styles, a 4-door sedan and a 5-door hatchback. The hatchback Prizm was a rebadged version of a JDM model, although the GEO hatchback sported the same front clip as the sedan. Buyers had a choice between a base model, the GSI, or the LSI. The E90 Prizm was a strong seller from the start. During 1989, the Prizm outsold each other GEO model, including the Metro, Tracker, and Spectrum. For the 1990 model year, the Isuzu Impulse-based Storm joined the lineup, and while the Storm outsold the Tracker, the Prizm was still the sales leader at a tick over 109,000 units for that year. With a successful debut and strong sales, the E90 Prizm was scheduled for a 3-model year production run before a new and improved second generation would be unveiled. 1992. The second generation car entered production. Both the Toyota Corolla and the GEO Prizm would be built at the new United Motor Manufacturing plant in Fremont, California, which was a General Motors Toyota joint venture. Speaking of the Corolla, the Prizm would share a basic design with that particular Toyota model, just like the prior generation. Other than the visual effects, the upcoming Prizm and Corolla were essentially the same car. They utilized the same chassis, suspension components, and powertrain. The new front-drive compact sedan sported contemporary 90s rounded styling and was now slightly longer and wider than its predecessor. The redesigned GEO Prizm made its debut in 1992 for the 1993 model year. Although it commanded a modest price tag, the Prizm has sophisticated features, such as an all-independent suspension. There were two models, the base and the LSI. Unlike its predecessor, which offered a 5-door hatchback, this new second-generation car only came in one body style, a 4-door sedan. As far as the differences, they were mainly cosmetic between the new 93 Prizm and the new 93 Corolla. The Corolla adopted a similar design language found on its larger sibling, the Camry. The Prizm had a more expressive and sporty appearance. The 1993 redesign proved to elevate the status of the Prizm, causing it to earn numerous product awards. The Prizm ranked at the top of its price category in the J.D. Power and Associates Initial Quality Study and scored in the top 10 of all models in initial quality, as measured by that same study. On the inside, there was now more room. As per the EPA, the new Prizm was now in the compact size class, up from the previous generation's subcompact size. Leather seats also became an option on the LSI for the second generation. Benefiting from Toyota's well-known build quality, the interior of the Prizm had excellent fit and finish. Powering the base car was a twin-cam 16-valve 1.6-liter inline-4. In addition to newfound interior space, the Prizm also gained a new 1.8-liter four-cylinder, which was optional on the LSI trim. The larger engine cranked out 115 horsepower and offered much stronger, low RPM performance. Buyers that chose the larger engine gained a rear stabilizer bar and wider tires. A 5-speed stick was standard, a 3-speed automatic was optional with the base engine, or buyers could choose an electronic 4-speed automatic with the larger engine. For the 1996 model year, the larger 1.8-liter engine had a decrease in power, bringing it from 115 to 105 horsepower. To make up for it, torque rose from 115 to 117 pound-feet. By the following model year, 1997, the standard and slightly smaller 1.6-liter engine was down to 100 horsepower, although it was given an extra 5 pound-feet of torque to compensate. By 1997, there was a new kid on the block. The redesigned 3rd Generation 4 Escort also offered a lot of features at a reasonable price. This would serve as yet another rival for the GEO Prizm. Check out our Ford Escort episode for all of the details. There was also a bit of in-house competition as well. The Cavalier was another popular economy car in GM's stable at the time, as well as its sibling, the Pontiac Sunfire, not to mention various Saturn models. Prospective buyers of the GEO Prizm also cross-shopped these other GM models. The E100 Prizm remained in production until 1997, with the E110 model taking its place for 1998. By now, the remaining GEO models merged into the Chevrolet brand. This was the result of General Motors' decision to discontinue the GEO sub-brand entirely after 1997. The engine lineup for the E110 was simplified. The new 1.8-liter engine was now all aluminum and driven by a timing chain rather than a timing belt, and generated more power while maintaining the same level of fuel efficiency. Despite being virtually the same car, the Prizm was priced a bit lower than a similarly equipped Corolla. GM implemented the aggressive pricing tactic as a means of getting more prospective customers into the showroom. Around the 1995 timeframe, the Prizm commanded an affordable base price of around $12,000. As mentioned, that dollar figure was a bit below the Corollas. However, that affordable price could quickly and easily swell up to an eye-opening $18,000 or more once the option boxes were checked. All in all, each generation of the GEO Prizm was essentially a Toyota Corolla under the skin. That said, all GEO Prizms were powered by engines via their contemporary Toyota Corolla siblings. The 2nd generation GEO Prizm was a capable and reliable compact car. Given its Toyota roots, it was just as reliable as a Corolla and was often cross-shopped with not only other domestic brands, but foreign nameplates as well. Popular compacts at the time, such as the Dodge Neon, Nissan Sentra, and Honda Civic, were also rivals. Performance-wise, this, after all, was an economy car. However, acceleration was still capable enough with the smaller engine and stick-shift combination. Even better, the Prizm was quite peppy when equipped with the larger 1.8-liter engine and a 5-speed stick. Unfortunately, when compared to a Corolla, the Prizm was at a slight disadvantage. Buyers typically found out that their lower-priced GEO would have a lower resale value than the similarly equipped Toyota model. The joint venture with Toyota was not a new concept. Cars such as the final generation 1985 Chevy Nova were also assembled in Fremont, California by NUMMI. This resulted in a Corolla-based product. The final generation Nova was essentially the predecessor of the 1st generation GEO Prizm. Let us know if you owned or otherwise drove a 2nd generation GEO Prizm. The design of these compact sedans will not be mistaken for anything but 90s. And, in my opinion, it still look great today. As always, thanks for coming out to the show, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until next time, this is your host Rob, and thanks for tuning in to Antique Tags.